My name is Deepshikha, and today I am presenting my internship project, OrderIt, which is a full stack food delivery platform developed during my MERN Stack internship. During this internship, I worked as a full stack web development intern where I learned how a real web application is built from scratch. Instead of working only on front end or back end separately, I gained hands-on experience with the complete development cycle, including server setup, database, API development, React front end, state management, authentication, and AI integration. The goal of this internship is to explain my internship journey, the feature I implemented, the technical challenge I faced, and the valuable lesson I learned while building this project. Let's move on the next slide. The primary objective of my internship was to build a complete end-to-end food delivery application. The project allowed user to register the login securely, browser, restaurant, and menu, add food item to shopping cart, manage their orders. Beyond these four features, I also developed an AI recipe generator where user can enter available ingredients and receive recipe suggestions generated by an AI model. This feature helped me exploring a third-party API integrated food delivery application. Overall, this internship focused on understanding how different technologies work together to create a scalable and user-friendly web application. This slide illustrates the architecture of the project. The front end was developed using React.js, which provides a responsive and interactive user interface, where users perform actions such as browsing, restaurants, login, or requesting a recipe. The front end sends an HTTP request using Axios to the backend. The backend is built using Node.js and Express.js, where all business logic and API endpoint are implemented. The backend communication with MongoDB, which stores application data such as the users, restaurants, food item, and cart information. This request response cycle helped me understand how front-end, backend, and database communicate efficiently in a real-world application. The backend development was the foundation of this project. On the first day, I configured the development environment and installed the necessary tools. Next, I create an Express.js server and organize the project structure. After that, I connect the application with MongoDB and design the user schema, which define how user information is stored. Once the database connection was stabilized, I started building REST APIs for different modules such as restaurant, food items, menu, and users. Development these APIs helped me to understand request handling, routing, controllers, database operation, and how front-end application consume backend services. This phase gave me a strong understanding of backend architecture and RESTful API design. After completing the backend, I shifted my focus to front-end development using React. I learned how React components work and how to create a reusable UI element. I then implemented restaurant browsing and dynamic menu display by fetching data from backend. To manage application state efficiently, I use Redux Toolkit, which allowed different components to access the update shared data without unnecessary complexity. I also implemented user authentication and integrated the shopping cart with the front end. This phase taught me how front end application consume APIs, manage state efficiency, and provide a smooth user experience. One of the most interesting feature I implemented was the AI recipe generator. The workflow began when a user entered available ingredient in the React interface. This information is sent to the backend through an API request. The backend controller securely communicates with the Groq AI API, which process the request and generate recipe suggestion. The AI returns the response in JSON format to JSON file, and the frontend display the generated recipe to the user. Developing these features taught me how to integrate third-party APIs securely, keep API keys protected using environment variables, and process AI-generated data before displaying it to user. This was one of the most valuable learning experience during my internship. During development, I encountered several practical challenges and solving them significantly improved my debugging skills. The first issue was a 401 unauthorized error while connecting to the API. I discovered that the API key was not configured correctly. I fixed this by storing the key securely in a .env file and restarting the Node.js server so the environment variables could be loaded correctly. Another challenge occurred when a backend returned a 200 OK response, but the frontend displayed nothing. To investigate, I used the browser's network tab to inspect the API response and added console.log statement in the backend controller to verify the JSN structure. Finally, I encountered a React error because some response fields were undefined. I solved this using optional changing and fallback text, ensuring the application remained stable even when some data was missing. These experiences taught me that debugging is an essential skill in software development and that systematic investigation is often more important than writing new code. This internship has been a significant learning experience for me. Before starting this project, I mainly focused on writing code for individual features. Now I understand how data flow through an entire full stack application from the front end through the back end into the database and back to the user's interface. I also gained confidence in reading terminal logs, debugging APIs, issues, inspecting network traffic, integrating third-party services, and building stable React application. Most importantly, I learned that software development is not just about implementing features, it's also about designing reliable systems, solving problems methodically, and continuously improving the user experience. Overall, this internship strengthens both my technical knowledge and my confidence as full stack developer. Now, I would like to demonstrate the working of the OrderIt application.